welcome to Middle-Aged Geeks. I'm one of your hosts, Daz, and with me is my trusty co-host, Phil. How are you doing, buddy?
Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Yeah, it's fucking good weather, good weekend. Had a nice long weekend. Had Friday off as well, so I was a few days of chilling out and exciting housework, you know. But yeah, no, it's been good. What about yourself?
Good, yeah. The weather is it's fantastic, like a balmy 14 degrees. Out in the garden.
I think it was 70 in here, 17 over my 17? Way. Oh yeah. I was out today, no jacket, just a hoodie. A few weird looks from people because I was just in a hoodie walking a dog with no pants. Like, listen, look, it's 70 degrees. We've got to celebrate, guys.
Yeah, come on, man. An ice cream in both hands.
It's fucking nice. Just as I said before, it puts everybody in a good humor and a better humor. You know, fucking Dublin in the sun. It's just something great about it.
Oh, absolutely. It's beach weather here, and just beach and ice cream, and trying to do gardening work with your daughter helping you, which is just counterproductive completely. You know? Give her some crayons, just like take it, like just stop helping me. Here's some crayons, just draw some on the wall or something, and suddenly I'm colouring in her fucking playhouse out in the back garden for 45 minutes. Just like brilliant. But yeah, on this week's show we'll get into some news, what we've been playing and watching, and then get stuck into our movie Novocaine. So first, yeah, Marvel. I don't know if I was talking to you about this. That Marvel announced the roster for Avengers Doomsday in a 5-hour live stream of directors' chairs with the names of characters on the chairs. Just like, wow, Marvel! Wow,
fucking idea was that? Like,
shite.
It was lame, and not only that. Like, they've got the names of some of them on, and like, spoiler alert for anybody listening, but they've got Patrick Stewart, you know, and like, Patrick Stewart is going to be in an actual wheelchair by the time they finish fucking using him. Like, he's going to, like, it's not going to be a prop. Like, he is too old to play Professor X. And if they kill him again for like a fourth fucking time, I'm going to lose my shit, man. Stop killing him off. Like, it's just, yeah, I don't know. Like, I don't get it. It's such a bizarre way to do the cast announcing. I mean, I don't get that at all.
And it kind of follows on from the Fantastic Four, when like we did like the reaction to the trailer, but didn't realize that, you know, they said, oh, the trailer is revealed at 2:00 Eastern time or whatever, and then there's like 90 minutes of shit beforehand, and then that half an hour I went back and watched it with the cast, and it's like, it's so awkward. They're so just like, we don't want to be here, and real kind of like it seems very tense. And yeah, from Marvel were the people that, you know, go to fucking Comic-Con and, you know, oh, here's our new fucking Thor or whatever, and there's all these big reveals. And now it's
it's kind of, I think it's because they're trying to recreate that without Comic-Con. You know, they're trying to do it as like a separate kind of event thing. I think everyone's going to go, but like, you need, what I want to see those things. I want to hear the reaction of all those people in the main hall.
People go
nuts. You know, we see Robert Downey Jr. Okay, maybe I don't 100% agree, but him taking off that mask and the reaction, you know, that kind of stuff is just great. Coming out the stage,
watch it back for the reaction.
You have your panel. That kind of stuff is great. But if you're just trying to have a little make a TV spot just to announce the movie, like, people aren't as invested at all anymore to pull that off. And it's just, but that fucking stream thing is just bananas.
Whose idea? How that someone went, what if we do 5 hours of chairs? Yeah, it'll cost us nothing. Yeah, fucking absolute nonsense. That was rubbish. Live action Zelda got a release date, which is March 26th, 2027.
Oh, 2027? I thought it was the end of 2026. I must have missed that. Okay.
Yeah. So 2 years from now. And yeah, that movie has a lot to do to get people on board. But I mean, Wes Ball directing, like, was it like Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
But also
pretty good movie.
Directed Maze Runner.
Yeah.
But like,
go with the more recent one.
Yeah, but like, I hear that they're looking at a trilogy or aiming for a trilogy, which would be great.
Yeah. The countdown is on for that one. And then the last piece, which is probably the biggest piece of news for me this week, which is equally enthralling and catastrophically demoralizing in the same sentence, because Warner Brothers are going to screen 5 minutes of Superman. Like, fuck yeah, before Minecraft. It's like, no, I really don't want to watch that movie. Like, and as you said, I texted you, you're just like, fuck that. I don't want to watch that movie. And I was like, well, we could just go in and see it and leave, you know, just like Phantom Menace back in the day, you know, everyone left to meet Joe Black.
But man, this is like trying to get people to go to this fucking Minecraft movie. It is everywhere. I treated myself to a Big Mac the other day. It's on the fucking bag. I was in a meeting the other day, and I didn't want the fucking people to see the state of the background, so I went to change it. And my Microsoft Teams, one of the yokes is Minecraft. Like I've got in there, and it's like, yeah. So I was like, I put it on for the crack. So everybody else is sitting in office stuff, and behind me there's just square trees and square mountains and shit in the background. It's that
is brilliant.
Yeah, like it's got its claws into everything. There's like seems to be so many trailers, ads, everything for it. Like they've spent an absolute bomb on this marketing campaign.
And they're just really trying to tie it in. They must, like, it's strange that they must be worried about Minecraft. Like, it's one of the biggest selling games of all time. I don't think it translates like that. That people play Minecraft. Oh, we're making a movie of your best game, your most favorite game. Like, fuck that. It's a movie about blocks. Like, it's got Jack Black in it. Well, I'm definitely not fucking seeing it then. But yeah, that's all the kind of news on my end. What about yourself?
Just a couple of small things. So one was, it's been rumored for a while that Linda Cardellini was going to be in the Crystal Lake, which is like a prequel series to Friday the 13th. And so it's been confirmed that she's going to play Jason's mother in that. And I absolutely love her. So that should be good.
It's kind of cool.
And then the other bit was another bit of casting news, which was Nick Frost is apparently in talks to be Hagrid in the Harry Potter show. HBO's Harry Potter show.
That's a perfect fit.
Isn't it? Yeah, yeah. Like, I'm looking forward to that. I haven't read the books now, but I really did enjoy the movies, and J.K. Rowling has a lot of involvement in this as well, man. And it's some of the casting so far has been great. So yeah, I'm definitely on board, and it's it's HBO. They're more hits than misses. So yeah, should be good. But yeah, that's everything off Fecal really on my end news wise.
Have you been playing and watching anything?
I've went back. Yeah, I've been playing that Ender Magnolia because I completely forgot I had it. Like, I started playing it for a few hours. This is fucking excellent, and then got distracted, I think, when we started playing Split Fiction, and so I just went back to that. Yeah, I was looking to see if there's anything new coming out. I think it's really just Assassin's Creed everybody's playing at the moment. But I will pick that up eventually. But at the moment, I'm just happy playing a little bit of Metroidvania and just seeing I suppose this is part of the news thing we should have thrown in as well, was the extra bit of footage that we got for Metroid 4 just has me, just has me fucking dying for next week. Like, what are we, 3 days away from the Switch Direct, where we hopefully get a release date, and please God tell me Metroid is a release
launch title,
launch title. That's all I've been playing, and then watching wise. Don't spoil it, but I have, like I said, I've watched a few episodes of Severance. But so I've watched a few, and I've caught up as well on White Lotus. So the only one I haven't done completely is Yellow Jackets. I will have to get started into that. These are the ones I watched.
What did you make of Severance?
Well, I'm only the first few episodes in, and it's like, it's just incredible. Like, I absolutely love it. I love everything about it. It's just the right amount of weird for me, man. I really just love it. I love the performances. Adam Scott is just fucking fantastic. He's
so good.
Yeah, it really is just top notch. And so so I'm looking forward to it. I'll sit down one of the days this week and just blitz through the rest of it.
Deadly. You'll finish it before me. I've just installed it and just.
What about yourself? Have you been playing through Assassin's Creed, I assume?
Playing wise, mainly it's Assassin's Creed is kind of taken over my life, and this game is excellent. It's one of the most gorgeous games I think I've ever played, and easily Game of the Year contender for me. Like, I'm 25 hours in now, and Naoe is one of the most impressive characters in probably any RPG I've played. Like, she controls fantastic. She's that good. She plays amazingly with her stealth and grappling hook, but her character and her story and the kind of performance, like, I'm playing it when it's in the Japanese language with the English subtitles. But I hear it's really good at the American actress playing as well. But yeah, the person playing her is just phenomenal. But like, little things, like, she does this little thing where whether she's jumping off a tower or a tiny little wall, she'll do a spinning corkscrew spin and jump onto the ground. And you're just like, yeah, I love you. She's so good. But after 22 hours, Yasuke entered the game after the kind of fleeting glimpse at the start. And there was a fight with a boss in a flaming dojo, which was one of the most jaw-dropping graphical pieces I think I've ever seen. Like I lost a fight because I was just going, wow, look at that. Just got fucking hammered. But he plays so differently. He plays like total like plays like a tank and decapitates people, and like one thing with one of his spear with a spike or a little blade on the end just slices off both arms and then decapitates him. You're just like, fuck yeah, man. It's but the story does kind of not that it stalls, but suddenly when he's introduced, you're kind of going, okay, well, I was playing 20 fucking plus hours with. Now I've got some of his missions and you get to choose, and it's not that it just stalls from a player point of view. Just like, what do I do? So I've just decided to keep going with Now, and then I will just play Yasuke whenever there's a boss or whenever there's his specific missions. But it's just
I get that,
it's just fantastic. Like it just looks amazing. Like, and like the backlash, I think online, however small it is, it does make no sense. These people just don't like these type of games because people say, oh, it's an Ubisoft game, it's not inventing the wheel. It's not, but it's given you an amazingly beautiful, realized 16th century Japan to go around and assassinate a load of people and do a load of cool missions. And
plus sometimes
it's fucking brilliant. Like, if you don't like that, then fuck off and play fucking Roblox or fucking Fortnite or something.
Like, plus sometimes it's great to be proven wrong. Like, both of us spoke on here about all the stuff that was coming out before this came out was suggesting that, it was going to be in a lot of trouble, and you sometimes have to be delighted to be proved wrong. That's great. I love Assassin's Creed. I'm delighted this turned out to be great. And my fears weren't fulfilled. That's fantastic. But I think, like you said, some people will never admit it. They'll never be able to say. They'll just stick to their guns or double down. Whereas the game is doing incredibly well, which is fantastic to hear.
Yeah, no, it's just superb. But like, it was an 8.5 when I started playing, and it's easy like 9.5 for me now. It's
wow.
Yeah, it's a big game as well, so there's a lot left to do. That's playing. Watching wise, I'm taking a break from Severance for some reason. I don't know why. But started watching the first 2 episodes of The Studio, Seth Rogen's new.
I watched that too. Yeah,
new kind of thing.
I don't know why I forgot to say that on my part. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah. Ah, man, I think it's the best thing he's ever done. It's fucking. It reminds me of like a more serious, yet still hilarious, like upgrade on kind of the Entourage feel of Hollywood. Not in kind of content and stuff, but that the cameos and being set in and around Hollywood. And for anyone who hasn't watched it, Seth Rogen plays it like a studio exec who gets the big job, and he's a fan of wants to make indie movies, but his boss, who's fucking brilliant, like, won't spoil the cameo.
Bryan Cranston, it's excellent.
Yeah, he's amazing, but they want to make franchise movies, and it's that mess around. But episode 2, I don't know if you saw that, is phenomenal.
Like, it's great, so and the whole thing, how much of it, I mentioned it how many times on here, how much of a fan I am of the one shot. I love it. I'm such a huge fan, but I did find he was getting to the point of like he couldn't be that stupid. Like the fact that he keeps still like I think he pushed that bit a little too far. The
kind of runs into slapstick a little bit. Yeah.
But no, it's great, gorgeous looking episode. It's shot so well. Sarah Polley, it's great because I know she's more behind the camera now these days. The last movie I saw her star in, I think probably Splice. So she's great. It's just everybody's fantastic, and for me, Ike Barinholtz is stealing the show. I think he's awesome.
He's fantastic.
Yeah,
but it's just wonderful TV, and and it's a weekly drop as well, which I kind of like. So the next one's out, April 2nd or something. I think it's out the same day as the Nintendo Direct. Yay!
What a day!
Bring it on.
And Daredevil comes out that day as well. Go Wednesday.
Fucking Wednesday's rule, man. With that out of the way, let's get stuck into our movie review this week, which is Novocaine. Take it away, buddy.
Yeah, cheers, Daz. This week's one is Novocaine 2025. I'll just give, for people at home, we're mainly going to do a spoiler-free part at the start, and then we will move on to Spoiler Town at the end. But we'll give you a fair warning. So this one, as I said, just came out this week or last week? This week, in Ireland anyway. When the girl of his dream is kidnapped, a man incapable of feeling physical pain turns his rare condition into an unexpected advantage in the fight to rescue her. So look, Daz, I'll just run through some of the director and writer stuff, and then get your overall opinion if you don't mind. So this one is written by Lars Jacobson, and I have actually seen one of the movies he's written because he's only done a few movies. And it was appalling. Day of the Dead Bloodlines, like fucking atrocious. This was directed by Dan Burke and Robert Olson. The only other thing I know them from is a movie called Villains. I'm not sure if you've seen that. Actually, quite funny. It's Micah Monroe, Bill Skarsgård, Kira Sedgwick. Like it's Sedgwick. It's a bit of crack. And this one is starring Jack Quaid, Amber Midthunder, Ray Nicholson, Matt Walsh, Betty Gabriel, and Jacob Batalon. And I got budget of 18 million, which I think is reasonable.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So look, before we get into the nitty gritty of it, let us know, Daz. What did you think? What were your overall views of this one?
I kind of enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty good, solid 3-star kind of movie. I thought it was a little bit more than the trailer kind of suggested. I thought it would just be, your run of the mill action kind of stock movie with, an interesting premise, and then it'll just play out quite blandly. But like in the fight scenes and choreography are pretty good and inventive. You kind of get a sense of that from the trailer. And the script, while not being incredible, is decent enough, apart from, I think we'll get into the last 15, 20 minutes of just utter nonsense. That could do without that.
I think so. I think in general it was too long. I think for a movie like this is your classic 90-minute movie. This is the one you just fucking, you could easily bookend this. Just this way before you get into that last. If you don't need those at the end of it.
It gets a bit silly, because you actually, story-wise, you don't need it. It's that extra. It's that that kind of 80s action movie. Are they dead? Oh, it's another scene or whatever. But in those movies, that other scene comes at around 75 minutes and it pads it out to 90 minutes. But in this, you're kind of ready to go home. You're like, okay, this is kind of cool. And then that last, 10, 15 is not been shit. It's just it's just too long. But the premise is kind of cool. They don't overdo it with the gore. They don't make it too fucking crazy off the wall. He still can die. There's not moments when you go, and that is ridiculously implausible. But when they do it, they don't overdo it too much. It doesn't become this is the only one trick and outstays its welcome. When they do it, and there are moments in this where you're just that's fucking brilliant. It's just.
But how many takes?
The makeup team is amazing.
Well, that's the thing for the makeup team, and not only that, but for Jack Quaid, he's doesn't feel pain, so he doesn't know to flinch. So that the many takes they have to get, some of the punches you see him he's not reacting to fists flying towards him and stuff. The way to be able to do that and be on the ground and just almost because you're not down because you've been feeling pain and you're hurting yourself. You're down because the physical force put you there.
Reacting to
but so just to keep that kind of straight face in some of these action scenes, I thought was really, was fantastic.
Really well, good.
Yeah.
And there's one moment when he's trying to talk to somebody while being punched, and he doesn't break. There's no break in the sentence. He's just I want to. But come on. It's just really clever. But a lot of it, I think, for me, comes down to Quaid and Midthunder's chemistry, and for such a little setup, it's serviceable enough, and you believe it enough that you believe he would do what he's doing in the movie because of their relationship, and it does enough. But I think it's mainly it rests on Jack Quaid and how he kind of gets across that it's not just I'm doing this because I fancy this chick. It really is that oh my god, she could change his life because he's a loner and doesn't fucking do any of this kind of stuff and doesn't socialize, and suddenly she's gonna maybe potentially opening his world to something greater, and he plays that well, and he's just fucking brilliant. I think he plays that everyday guy.
Yeah, he plays it so well. I was actually going to ask you though, right? There's a point in the film where he's got the leather jacket on and the white vest. He's got his tattoos, leather jacket. And I thought to myself for a second, do you know what? He would be fantastic Max Payne If they didn't, there's just a scene towards the end when he's walking in. I was like,
yes,
he would
great,
be great.
great idea.
He would be great if they remade Max Payne,
because he has that look with his fucking hair and his face.
Yeah,
anyway.
whereas
Mark,
the Mark Wahlberg one sucked ass. Like where they did like the like this. I thought he was just looking like, God, yeah, he'd be awesome as that.
That's such a good. That's a good idea, man.
But he's great,
he's so
and
good.
I loved. Yeah, maybe we'll just start there and just have a chat about the performances. Like I know Amber Midthunder from a few different things. As I said, she's in Prey and she's in what is it called, Legion as well. But in Legion, I didn't think the performance was that amazing. It's I thought she can be a little bit wooden at times and stuff, but then she just seems to get better and better. But in this, I thought she was fantastic, man. She's
so good. Yeah,
I was absolutely besotted with her. I thought she was just brilliant.
And from her first entrance, when she doesn't say anything, you just like. Just eats up the screen, just going, she's fucking cool. And it's just perfect casting. We said about Fassbender and Blanchett last week, and then the week before, how you get it wrong in Electric State. But like the casting, just the chemistry is just there straight away.
Yeah.
When they even just with their awkward chats to each other, it's just like, it's just fantastic.
And what about Ray Nicholson? I think for him, I want to see him in a dramatic role because I've only seen him in this and that fucking that one I watched the other day with Samara Weaving and then Smile 2. And so he's playing like an absolute lunatic in everything I've seen him. So I really want to see him. I really want to see him in something else.
You'd hope he doesn't get typecast as that, the kind of crazy, loony, villainesque. But he does so much with like, admittedly, like very little. But I thought he was fucking excellent because he
was great and funny as fuck as well.
Yeah, he's using the dialogue and using the script brilliantly. Like, and he's just the little kind of throwaway stuff in the script when he's just, later on in the movie when something happens and he's like, "Oh, really? No way!" and just kind of laughs to himself. But just it's really funny. Where anyone else would just be, "This is fucking henchman number 2" kind of fucking dialogue, But I'd love to see him in something really fucking dramatic and let him go.
Yeah, me too.
Go fucking full on, like. He's class.
And the supporting cast around him is fine as well. I mean, like, I would like to see more Matt Walsh. For those of you at home, it's the funny comedian actor Matt Walsh and not the Bell End fucking whatchamacallit guy from fucking YouTube.
Oh, yeah.
I thought he's great. He has some great comedic lines. I would have liked to have seen even more of them or see more of their dynamic. The kind of the relationship between Betty Gabriel and him as a little cop dynamic of him being just they
add enough to it. Yeah, stock characters, but they add a bit of something to it, which is nice. Which is fine, and they don't overdo it. I don't need to get their background, of their fucking families and all the rest. You don't really need to get that. It's just how they go in the job. You get it almost straight from the start because you see Matt Walsh kind of when he shows up to the scene, which is obviously dead bodies or whatever it is. Like, it was going to be an easy one today. Like your Mondays, because dead people there, dude. There's a line because the bank heist guys are dressed as Santa Claus because it's around festive period. But later on, when I think they find one of them and it's just like, is that one of our bank heist guys? She asks, and he's like, yeah, it is, because it'd be a real downer if it was Santa.
The real Santa Claus, yeah. It'd be a bummer if it was the real Santa Claus.
And it's just fucking comedic gold in the middle of, this could have been any other scene, like, brilliant.
I think for overall performances are great. I think if we go back to the writing, like, the writing is fun. There's nothing really new, apart from the gimmick of him having SEPA, which, and I hope anybody listening at home, we're not making light of it, of that condition, because they show little bits of how difficult it must be to live with that condition, but they barely touch on the surface. I mean, you had multiple times a day have to check all over your body. If you wake up in the morning, checking your gums, checking your teeth, checking everything. You're like, normal people feel pain inside and go, shit, I better go to the doctor. You just don't. That's why the life expectancy is so low. Like, it's a very, very serious condition that they make light of in this. But we are going to joke about the funny parts of it. But that doesn't mean we're being ableist or anything. It's but they really do make it out as mostly being a very good thing, which I suppose is also nice. But it's some of the stuff around it, like you're saying, like he's never eaten. He can't actually. Well, he doesn't eat because he won't know if he bites his tongue or if he does whatever. It's something so simple that you wouldn't even think of. Like, oh yeah, why would he? Like,
yeah.
Yeah,
It's just got tennis balls in every corner. It's just like baby proof in the place. Like,
yeah. God, it must be such a difficult life. Fucking hell.
yeah.
But I like the writing is fine. Like as I said, I only know Lars Jacobson from that one horror movie. So I don't think he didn't know. There's nothing reinventing the wheel here. Like, and it's really, apart from that gimmick, I think apart from the gimmick of him having SEPA, it's not really much more different than, run of the mill guy has to go and save the girl up against the odds, against the bad guy. I mean, there's not really anything in here that's going to go, wow. But the stuff they do, I think is done well. I agree with you. Absolutely. The choreography is great. And I didn't know that this whole thing was, or almost all of it, I think, was filmed in Cape Town.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I've never been to Cape Town, but I suppose that explains the tattoo artist later on is definitely from South Africa. Did you recognize any landmarks when you were watching it from your time you spent in Cape Town?
No. We were probably too inebriated to take anything in back in the day in Cape Town. The only thing I'd recognize now is just like, Table Mountain. What's in Cape Town? No, not at all. But yeah, that's a fantastic scene with that. We get on to later with the tattoo artist. Like, there's like the best thing I think about this movie is that it's a lot of these movies are just tailored for, you want to get to action scene, to these fucking specific moments that that are the showcase moments. But everything in between is not just serviceable. It's not just getting you there. It's actually quite enjoyable to watch when it's not him fighting somebody or fucking smashing his thumb in half. Or it's that's why I think the script it was much better than I expected it to be script wise. It just allows the characters and the cast, which is really good, to just have a bit of fun with it, which is fucking great. Like, and it turns it from like a 2.5 star thing to like 3.5 star strong movie. Like,
what did you think? Like for like cinematography wise and stuff, we don't really have any. Well, there is some outdoor shots, but a bit from car chases and stuff like that. But for the most part, it's him in different scenarios inside, whether he's inside the tattoo studio or he's inside the restaurant or whatever. What did you think of it from a directing point of view and a cinematography point of view?
It looks kind of nice. Like the cinematography and the action sequences is really, really done well. There's not too many cuts. It's kind of just shows you what you need to show. It's not trying to hide anything with MTV style cuts or anything like this. It kind of had an indie feel lighting wise in some of the locations, which I fucking love, rather than watching stuff that's 100 million and for some reason they just, if there's a lot of VFX in movies these days, there's no contrast in any lighting, and it's not really interesting. Everything becomes very flat. But in this is like, it didn't draw any attention to itself, which is exactly what you want. Even in the action sequence, there wasn't any kind of gimmick camera work or anything like that, which they could have done. POV of somebody's wrist as it snaps or something like that. You could see somebody trying to do something inventive like that, but the camera just picks the right angle when there's very fucking awfully gruesome things. It's just like exactly where the camera, where you don't want it to be, because you see it a bit too. Yeah, on the big screen, I was just like, oh Jesus Christ, that's a bit close to his hand at that moment when something happens.
But it's but yeah, I think I 100% agree. I think people really don't get how difficult it can be to record in small little spaces like that. Like, this is an actual restaurant. It's not a sound stage, and it's a lot of these the actual locations they filmed in. And I like you, there was nothing hidden. There was some great fucking shots. Some of those fights, like and even the slow motion shots when he's fighting the guy you see in the trailer with the glass on his hands, as a nod to Bloodsport. Like, yeah, this just it. I thought it was great, and I suppose I see that. Yeah, that 18 million seems well spent in that. Because we get some great car chases. There is some great effects. The choreography is fantastic. God, I guess maybe, if anything, I think bar the gimmick, as I said, it is a little too run of the mill, I think, to call it a fantastic movie, and it's a little bit too long. Like, I think when you opened and you said 3 stars, like, I'd probably be there 3.5.
Really good 3 stars. I
think I'd probably if it was a little bit shorter, I'd probably go up for the full 3.5, because it's enjoyable. But I would definitely definitely recommend this one. Like it's a lot of fun to watch, and really is. Jack Quaid just seems to be doing fantastic.
Was your cinema full when you watched it?
No.
Yeah, me neither. And I've heard from people online that in a packed cinema, it's a movie that if you saw it with like even 20 people in the cinema, it would just be a much more fun experience, if that's the right way to say it.
Right, yeah.
No, I get that. It's like, it's quite funny. Very funny at times and very gruesome, and you'd get a lot of like, whoa, fuck, Jesus. But there was 2 people in my cinema, so it's...
Yeah, I'd seen mine in the afternoon as well. Sort of, wasn't expecting many people to be there. Like, it was a Friday or Saturday, I watched it in the afternoon. So I wasn't expecting it to be lots of people there. But yeah, I get that. Movies like this, or there was one I saw with you, Jackass, when we saw it in IMAX, I think it was.
Oh, yeah.
Like like that, having a bunch of people in the cinema, because I was physically convulsing, like fucking holding my own nuts, going, Jesus fucking Christ, like
that was an amazing
that
experience.
It's great. When there's loads of people in there reacting to a movie like that, where there's so much insane action, it's great. And even just to call back to something you said at the start, as the makeup department, I'd have done an amazing job, because he is progressively getting more and more battered as the movie goes on. You see in the trailer, he puts his hand into the oil thing to pull out the gun. He's got burns, he's got fucking stabs, and all sorts of different things have happened to him. And the continuity and the way they've done it
brilliant,
is really well. And I think that he'd said that the movie itself was actually shot almost fully in order, which can be quite rare.
Good,
a lot of times these things are shot out of order just for logistical reasons. But he was saying it kind of worked well that way, that it was shot pretty much in order, which is great. But no, like it definitely gets a recommend from me. Yeah,
absolutely, go see it.
Right, well then, will we jump into some spoilers then?
Yeah.
Like we don't have to go mad into it, but I like it's the synopsis, as I said earlier on, pretty much nails it. Like, it's a guy incapable of feed who has pain, who goes on the run. Like, he meets Amber Midthunder. She works. She's been working in a bank that he's he's like assistant manager or something like that.
Assistant manager, yeah.
Yeah, and it's like a credit, like a trust credit union thing, in San Diego, which of course is Cape Town. And his so Sherry is played by Amber Midthunder, and you see she's the one kind of being quite forward. She's the one who's kind of hitting on him. She spills coffee on him, and she doesn't even realize why the fuck isn't he screaming? Like, hot coffee's at the land on his hand, and he's playing it off, and he's just not going for it with her. But eventually, I suppose when you've got that condition, I'd imagine he probably would be quite inexperienced with women, so he doesn't really sure how to act. But he ends up going out. He
plays that so well, because initially when I was just like, why is he so standoffish when she's trying to? She's like, do you want to get some lunch, like whatever? And he's obviously fucking into her and thinks she's gorgeous. He's like, you see in a scene earlier. But straight away, I was like, yeah, I know you have this condition, but why isn't he just going on fucking lunch with her? But then, very obviously, you find out that he doesn't do any of these things whatsoever. He just plays video games with someone online all the time, doesn't socialize, doesn't do anything. Even though he wants to, he doesn't, which is because of his condition.
He's kept in a bubble pretty much his whole life as well, and that's all he knows. And so, but straight away that chemistry when they're in that break room when she first spills the coffee and stuff on him, but the back and forth there, it's almost instantaneous. And then when she follows him to the office and she ends up inviting him out for lunch, it's just a small little back and forth. He looks fully
really believable,
besotted.
Right?
Yeah, he looks fully besotted with her.
So forced,
Yeah, he looks fully besotted with her, and they go out for lunch, and this is one of his first times actually eating something. She's offering him pie, and he's explaining that, oh no, I can't eat it. She's like, why the fuck can't you eat it? And he has to explain to her, I've got a genetic condition. I can end up fucking biting my tongue off.
I can't eat any solid foods. And you're like, any solid foods? She's like, oh my God.
He's like, oh, you're a superhero. And he's like, yeah.
Not really.
What did he say? Yeah, what did he say in my superhero? If my superhero power is, I don't know, when he comes up with something hilarious. But
trying not to die at every moment, every day.
Yeah, but it's he had like a life expectancy of 25 or whatever. But yeah, like he ends up going. She invites him out then to go out to a night out at the bar, and he's not going to go. And then I think his mate online who he's never met, Roscoe. Is it Rocco or Roscoe?
Rocco.
Yeah, Roscoe. who's telling him like he thinks in real life is he said he looks a bit like Jason Momoa and he rides a Harley and he's
6'4".
This is how I go after women. And anyway, he ends up going out talking into going out for this night out. And I loved the scene here where the two of them are, at the bar, and it's amazing chemistry between the two of them. And the old school bully shows up, and it makes perfect sense because that would happen. Like if you're in school, kids will pick on fucking anything,
beat the shit out of him.
Yeah,
one of these
kids who can't feel pain. Let's beat the crap out of him. Like he won't even fucking feel it. Look, let's just stab him in the leg with a compass or something when he's not looking. He's not even going to fucking feel it.
That happened when they could feel pain. In my school, it didn't matter.
But the way he comes over and you can see Jack is pretty uncomfortable and and then he has to go and take a piss. And when he comes back, Sherry's sitting there very much looking like she's flirting with this guy. And she tells him, the nickname is Novocaine because he couldn't feel pain and blah, blah, blah. And she ends up tricking the guy into drinking a shot of hot sauce. It's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
But, and I suppose, and a little bit of foreshadowing there as well, because he said to her, wow, you're such an amazing actor. You're such a great actor. I wouldn't have copped that at all. Like, but yeah, so how are you feeling about this at the start of it? Like setup wise, I thought it was pretty like quick, just to write him at the time, I think, to get us into it. Like it's,
beforehand, when you had told me the runtime, when I asked you, I was like, oh fuck, like is that, are they going to take a bit of time to go get into it and set up the story or whatever? But they just they just start fucking going very quickly, and that's why I loved, like, it's just confident writing where they just go, right, we don't need second date or see them in work or to build this chemistry. It's just like you have this the when she spills coffee, then the date, and then this scene. And straight away, they go back to his place or whatever, and you've just set up that all perfectly. And then the very next day, you're kind of going, okay, there's a setup, and then the plot happens, which is perfect. Minimal
it's
time
so,
needed,
Yeah, it's so quick. Like they have as you said, they have the night, and it's I don't know if they say he's a virgin or whatever, but he ends up having the fucking night of his life. And as you said, this is woman could open up all these doors to the person that he wants to be. She shows that she's self-harmed, that she's she's damaged, if you want to say
she
those
goes
kind
to
of words,
therapy,
like
these groups and stuff.
She's in group therapy, and she's had a really
difficult great line actually.
Foster upbringing.
She has a line. She's like, "It's not just you that's hiding. We're all hiding. We're just waiting for someone to show ourselves to," or something like that. It's a really nice line. You're going, this is fucking good, man. This is pretty solid writing.
It is. They have that connection. They both have this thing. He doesn't tell anybody about his condition because either he's embarrassed or whatever, and doesn't want to have fucking answer questions, or there are people walking on tiptoes around him. And then again, for her, as I said, she's self-harmed. She was passing around home to home. And so, they have this connection. And when he gets into the office the next day, he's just looking lovingly out the window at her, and stuff. It's just real. It's got straight into it, but it's very believable. Like, even though they've only had the one night together, it's not like, hang on a second, you've only just met this girl. They really have, in a very short time, really shown that connection to make it believable. But yeah, the bank robbery is fucking hilarious. Like, because they come in dressed all as three Santas, and it's just fucking it's just fucking gas. Like it's when he has the bank one, I think it is Ray Nicholson has the bank manager up against the wall, and he's holding him up, and he's like, fucking open the code, give me the code, we're going to shoot you. And the bank manager, fair play to him, is like, no. And he goes, call my bluff, and just gets the gun and just fucking plows him in the face with it. Fuck.
It's pretty gruesome.
Yeah, but it's a cool scene. Except I did want to say, right? So they do their heist. They get the code from Jack Quaid because they hold a gun to Sherry's head and like, we're gonna fucking kill her. And that's maybe if it was anybody else, he might not have given the code up. But he's just found this woman that he believes is his dream woman. He gives the code. The guys go in, they rob all the money. But when they get out, right, they're holding Sherry as a hostage as they walk out with the guns. They say to the cops, all right, guys, guns on the ground. And the cops all do it. The cops put their guns on the ground. Like, I don't think police would do that. Like, is that how a cop is trained? Like, if it's a situation...
Cops in this make very questionable decisions at numerous times. And this is one of them. Like, put your guns on the ground, put the guns down, and then just murder them.
Yeah, straight away. It's like, and then they just fucking pull out machine guns and kill the cops. Like, hang on a second.
Just like, surely...
If he says that, the guy who says, no, don't, just release the hostage, try and talk him down. They
Stand on one
immediately
foot,
go,
put your finger in your ear, and stand on one foot and turn around. Fucking hell, like.
Not even taking cover. They're just standing out the open. Like, you
just
fucking
get milled
dumbass.
out of it. Just like, okay, guys. Fucking, that's San Diego, Cape Town cops for you.
Yeah. But they end up fucking taking a scan, and I suppose, what should I start calling him? It's Nate, isn't it? It's Nathan Kane, which is just a fucking cool name.
Call him Novocaine.
Is Jack Quaid's character? Yeah. So he goes on the impulsively. He first of all he sees one of the cops on the ground who's been wounded in the leg. He helps him by tying a belt around him, and then goes like, "I'm sorry, but I have to." And he takes his gun, takes his car, and goes speeding after him. And it's gas because it's just. This is the fastest he's ever driven a car because he stops fucking car lengths behind people. He does all this stuff to try and avoid getting hurt. So he's milling along. That I'm going so fast. And it's just, it's funny as fuck. It really is.
Yeah, because that's his everyday man quality. Because it's not that kind of movie where it's like the everyday man, like Nobody or something like this, where they've got secret training or something. He's kind of believable that he's just doing this kind of mad shit. And he's just this fucking assistant manager geek who's terrified, and pulls it off fucking brilliantly. Like he's just so easy to watch, and I just think he's fantastic. But like this whole action scene is really straight away. Then you get a sense of the choreography. You're just going, this is pretty good. Like for 18 million, just going, this is fucking.
It's a cool car chase. Like it is,
really good car chase. And then when they get into when he's chasing the guy into the fucking kitchen and stuff.
Yeah, because he has to pick one, doesn't he? Like he's going along and you see that which
car is she in?
Yeah, she's in one car with two of the guys and then the other guy's in the other car and they decide to split up and he has to pick left or right and unfortunately he follows the wrong car. And this is where we get that restaurant fight that you see in the trailer, man. And this is fucking great that they clear all the guys obviously who work that get cleared out of it, but just that fucking fight because he's throwing fucking heads of lettuce and everything at him and stuff, but he picks the pan up and of course it's fucking scalded his hand, but he doesn't feel it. The other guy grabs it and fucking burns his hand. There's loads of just bits and pieces like that. And it's believable because he's getting his ass kicked and he's just kind of trying to survive and it's the perfect setup for the premise where it's like the only reason he's not just developed into a fucking super fighting dude or whatever. It's just like, he's succeeding here because he can't feel anything and the other guy can bit by bit. It's fucking brilliant. Like really, really and I suppose on that is to hammer home how like inexperienced or just regular dude that he is. Well, he's after fucking having the fight with the dude and because he's picked up the gun out of the fryer and his hand is fucking burned because he ends up shooting him. And that's one of the bank robbers dead on the ground. And he's just, oh my God. And he's freaking out. He's never shot a gun before. But later on, when he's driving along in the car, like Matt Walsh and what's her face, I think Gabriel are, at the crime scene. And they're saying, she's like, I'm just going to have his number. I'm just going to get his number from the bank. I'm just going to call him. And Matt Walsh is like, he's not going to answer the phone. He's on the run. Yeah. And he answers the phone. He's like, hello, Nathan Kane speaking. He's like, of course he would, because why wouldn't he? Like, and it's just the most awkward. He's like, he's just like I saw enough documentaries to know that fucking hostages get killed, but in the first year, by the time you interview me and do he's like, no, I'm going after it myself. And he's so polite and respectful to them about it and stuff. It's played absolutely brilliantly. The next part was the tattoo artist because he knows his mate Rocco online, and he kind of says, look, I need you to help find an artist, and he takes a photo of a tattoo that was on the dead guy he's just killed. And he's able to track him down. And so track down the tattoo parlor, which is the roughest tattoo parlor of all time. Like he goes into this fucking back. It's like this fucking creepy ass building, big metal door. Fucking go in. Like, why? Jesus Christ!
I'm not going in there. Why are you going in there? Man?
This is bad news written all over it.
Yeah.
And then he goes in and trying to figure out where your man got his tattoo, and your man obviously cops on that he's no friend of the guy that he killed, and they have a big fight. And this dude is like fucking massive.
He's such a monstrous man. Like,
he's fucking huge.
He's fucking ginormous.
And he's throwing him across the fucking room. But of course, Nathan isn't fucking feeling it at all. And yes, some of the bits here where he gets the glass in his hands, and you see it, jumps up and just straight down his face, like his eyes and everything.
Just great.
Oh.
Yeah, it's just, you feel it, and it's that lovely makeup, that close up when he does that and puts the glass.
He's just punching the ground and the glass in his hand. He goes, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" And he's just
see it under his skin. I'm
not attempting a South African accent.
Yeah, go on.
Not a chance. And he's but it's just that scene, the big fucking slow motion in the air, and then just rakes down his face, like
fucking vicious.
And yes, that's where he gets his kind of his next clue, isn't it? He finds out. He gets your man's full name. He has him down. He can't see anything.
Into his fucking hand, the address.
Yeah,
he can't find a fucking pen.
He's tattooing your man's neck as basically a form of torture to say, fucking. Which is fair enough because he's got a Nazi symbol tattooed on his fucking neck. Yeah, but he gets Roscoe again to get him his get the home address. And when he shows up the address,
booby trapped.
Your man says we hear one of the other scenes because his brother was in the getaway car with Ray Nicholson, isn't it? And he kind of gives us that foreshadowing of why would you want to go back there to that house that your lunatic, prepper,
your brother
doomsday prepper,
trapped,
booby trapped the whole fucking house. You're like, oh, okay, thanks for that bit of exposition. We know what to expect now when he walks into the house. And sure enough, there's all sorts, like he gets fucking shot in the leg with an arrow. He gets that big ball of spikes in the back.
Spike ball in the back. Just like, fucking hell, man. Absolutely fucking vicious.
The crossbow as well when he walks into the kitchen. Crossbow shoots him in the leg. And then you get, there's all these different things. And he ends up getting fucking hung up upside down by a trap, and he rings Roscoe for help. But at the same, just shortly after, what's his face arrives then, his brother, Andre, or the guy who's killed, Andre shows up.
And we get that funny torture scene.
And we get the funny because he's like, oh, God. Yeah. And he's like, yeah, whatever you do, like, just kill me quick. Don't drag it out because I'd hate that. And your man's like, yeah, well, I'm definitely going to drag it out then. and so he's
that hurts the worst.
Oh, that was the worst. And he's just different.
We get the close-ups of the nails.
But the fingernails,
that never tires from being absolutely fucking like, oh, God. And that's what made the camera work. Oh, Jesus Christ, the camera's just so fucking close to the nail and just like, pliers, off you go. And they show a few of them. It's like, oh, God.
You're like, honestly, I would rather have my arm chopped off than to fucking have this. It's absolutely horrible. Like, do you ever watch Prison Break, the show Prison Break? There's a torture scene in one of the, I think it's second or third season. And William Fichtner is torturing a dude. And it's toothpicks pushing them up through your mouth.
I remember that. Jesus Christ.
Yes, his hands are like sellotaped to the fucking chair, and he's pushing these toothpicks up. Man, fuck me. Oh,
but
man. Anyway, while that's happening, I think he's about to finish him off with the time, kill him, and Roscoe arrives in, and Roscoe is not Jason Momoa look like. Yeah. He's what's his face from Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Ned from Spider-Man.
Is he in the trailer? Did they show him in the trailer? Do you know that that's him? Because he's such an iconic voice after Spider-Man. Like
I'm not sure.
You know it's him by listening to him. It kind of ruined the gag a little bit. When he turns up and you're like, well, you're not this big.
I think I knew that he was in this already. Okay, so maybe that's why. Yeah. But
but he's great. Like I watch him all day. He's fucking brilliant and everything.
But when his death, so Roscoe hits him over the head when he comes in, and then but your man is still alive. And the way he kills him, like when he wraps his legs around, he has him on the ground. He has his legs around Andre's head, the bad guy, and then just the arrow that's in his leg, he just smacks it from the other side, so it rests the way through his leg and through your man's head. Fucking awesome!
It's like as death scenes go, you're just going, that's pretty cool. That is really cool. You've spent some time thinking about that one.
That's a good one. Like again, I think up to this point as well, we're
motoring along. Like
we are. Yeah, like it's. I think the only thing that I think that maybe bothered me a little bit, and I know why they do it. We find out a little later on, is that we've gone from having Sherry in almost every scene at the start to her dropping out of the movie for a good while.
That was my main note, was like, why haven't we seen her? And surely they would have killed her by now because they murdered cops.
Yeah, like so that's when I started to go, okay, there has to be a reason, because there's no reason they wouldn't have her, like, because she's such a a badass, and she's such a strong woman that you figure she'd be giving awful abuse to these people who have her held. And so I just was like, right, there's got to be something going on more than what we're seeing here that we're not seeing.
But the reveal still got me though.
It's still to the reveal. I was like,
no way.
Once it got the reveal, I was like, oh well, that's what it was. That makes sense. I was wondering what it was. There has to be something. Did she put all this together, or I wasn't sure what it was going to be. So that's the only thing that bothered me, I think, at this point. And now, so they've the police then show up to. The police show up then to the thing, and Roscoe changes clothes into what Thing is wearing and they think it's him. He tears off on his little Vespa, and the cops chase him, and what's his face gets away. Nathan gets away. But yeah, this is kind of this is the thing. We finally get to this point, and we haven't seen her in a while. We haven't seen her since he's gone on to. Yeah, because he's gone on to as I said, the tattoo parlor, and he's gone to your man's house.
Two dudes,
exactly. Yeah, two dudes are dead at this point. We've had two big action set pieces, but no cuts to her. But now he makes it to the auto shop, where is kind of the guys set their plans from their kind of home base, and he finds out that she's actually. We find out she's actually Simon's sister. Now we find out obviously before him, that she's been held.
She's playing him to get the code to the
and so the whole time along. Yeah, and she's it's great. I like this stuff because the back and forth between her and Ray Nicholson, because Ray Nicholson is the older brother, but he's batshit crazy, and obviously she's like, I'm nothing like you, and it's like, yeah, more ways than one. Like he's fucking, he's nuts. But she very much was like, you promised no one could get killed. You killed the bank manager, immediately when he wouldn't give you the code. You've killed a bunch of cops. And she's the feelings that she had for, Nathan, she shows up, you can see it straight away.
Yeah, just like, no, it was real for me. And, I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, I think that, and that's something you see in a lot of movies. Like you sent in to seduce them, but then fell in love with her, or when you go to infiltrate it, go undercover, but you fall in love with that way of life.
But at least it was built into the surprise of her part in the movie, and she was playing it, so it works. For me, it worked anyway.
Well, and it was a
genuine reveal. It's just like, no way.
And it gave you a little bit more as well of her character, that she isn't just going to be the one that's waiting to get rescued, that she was actually part of the plan. So originally, she was supposed to seduce him, but she ends up, helping, and she's horrified by the whole thing. And then when there's the fight then between Ray Nicholson, whose character's name is Simon, they're having a fight, but they end up getting... did the cops show up while
cops arrive and shoot him? And then this is one of those moments where I was thinking, that there's going to be more to the movie.
Yeah, he's about, she's trying to defend him. He's about to kill Nathan. Yeah, and I think, she ends up, but he kills, is it Mincy, is Matt Walsh's character's name, ends up getting shot, and
but this is the thing, like the cops, they arrive and they shoot the bad guy, and then who's lying on the ground, and then they kind of they almost go like, yeah, job well done. They go to walk off, and they get shot because he's not dead.
Anybody going to go and check and see you?
Why are you just walking off, leaving a crime scene, and then get shot by the guy who's not dead on the ground? Because if you've seen any fucking movie, he's shot in the love handle. It's just
have you never seen Scream, for fuck's sake?
Yeah, come on, man. Fuck's sake.
So he ends up, Ray Nicholson shoots fucking both the cops, and the ambulance and everything has arrived on scene, and he takes off in the ambulance, at which point, Jack Quaid has already been put into the ambulance.
The ambulance,
like his which one is the one that he gets with his arm broken, with the up through the neck, up through the...
Well, that's the main bad guy.
That's the main bad guy, yeah. But how did that end up? Did he break his arm? He does, sorry.
He does, so they have another scuffle after.
Yeah, he's in the ambulance, he's in the ambulance.
He breaks it, he's beating the shit out of him, but he puts his arm behind his knee proper. And it's not just like, a break with a little, but it's properly snapped back. hanging off.
And we've already just seen him.
It's like an assassin's blade. Like, it's fucking absolutely vicious.
And we've already seen him at this point break his own thumb because he really, like, they don't know he's still suspect.
Movie,
yeah, so he's in the back of the ambulance and he's handcuffed to the thing, and the handcuffs he ends up fucking having to get his own thumb to break it back. So he smacks it, pulls it all, break it back so he can get it out of the handcuffs, and then just pops it back into place. But it's the look on his face is more, it's the strain of having to do it more than the actual pain of it. It's just, he pulls it off so well.
Yeah, it's played, it's just his facial, it's just played so muted in one of the most horrific things you could ever fucking see. It's just like, oh my God.
And here,
fantastic.
And here, another reason why I think fucking it'll be an awesome Max Payne is that, so he's after getting his fucking arm snapped by Simon, and it's fucking hanging off as a bone sticking out the whole lot, and he's on the ground, and your man then is gonna, Sherry has caught up to them, and he's gonna kill his own sister because she's now betrayed him and betrayed the family and and he's about to kill her.
Bad boy.
And he pulls out adrenaline shot, and it's just like fucking Max Payne and his painkillers.
Yeah.
So he just fucking bam, shoots a thing, gets a shot of adrenaline, and they has his fight, and when he stabs him, it's fucking straight up through the bottom of the fucking neck with the bone from his arm. Like, that is awesome.
It's brilliant. It's just like, that's a fucking death. I mean, we didn't need that 10-15 minutes, but like,
no, but great death.
What's in it is pretty good action wise or whatever. It's just that should have been the last battle 20 minutes ago. You know, you could have cut out a few scenes just to get there a bit fucking quicker. But it's it's just a glorious death scene. But I guess the movie does then kind of tie up in a very overly saccharine way, which is it's a little bit like, I guess the movies has to finish like this, all kind of nice and everyone's fucking fine and stuff. But the bit when she's obviously in prison because she's an accomplice to a fucking bank heist that murdered some cops, and she's only getting 18 months apparently. Just like,
which is wild, isn't
fucking
it?
10 years or something like.
That's it, because you see him first of all in the cast. He wakes up and it's fucking, he's missed Christmas, he's missed everything. He's been in a medically induced coma, and he's in a full body cast. And then we get like a year later, and they found that he's basically only getting a slap on the wrist. He's getting like a year of how was it, 6 months of house arrest and thing, because of the fact that he had saved,
the cop.
He'd saved lives and blah blah blah, and he's got a crystal clean fucking record and stuff. So he doesn't get, but like we get like a whole year later, and he's visiting Sherry in prison, and like you were thinking,
she's like, I'm out in eight months.
Like,
it's like 18 months for
8 months
accomplice
to second, like, aren't you? Accomplice to murder. Like,
murdering cops as well, a few of them, like, and a bank heist,
and actually for
a bank manager,
for a tiny little role that the dude had, the guy who's the prison guard is hilarious. But he's only got a couple of really quick lines about not touching or not doing whatever. Is brilliant. He's a couple of really quick lines in a row. I thought he was great.
And I know, I know
about making the most of your little role.
Yeah. Oh, he's great. But then when you get the final shot, and it's just like, and him eating some of the cake that he brought to, I think, celebrate her birthday or whatever it was, in prison, and he has a little bite of cake again, just like a throwback to like, oh, and he's loving the cake. I was really hoping that he was just going to bite that and smile.
See blood.
See some blood coming out of his mouth. That would have been amazing.
Because it went on for far longer than it had to. Like, they showed the chewing, and then I was like, okay, really, you could have had him do chewing once, and then it just cuts. But the fact that it kept going on, I was like, oh, there's definitely going to be blood.
Yeah, I guarantee they filmed a few versions of that and maybe test screened it or something, right? Because that is the natural, funny, what kind of movie this is, just like, haha, whatever. But it would spoil the message, romantic, or, the throwback, or the romantic aspect of it. It spoils the romantic aspect, but... Yeah, no, it's just like, oh, you got to have blood coming out. Maybe not his full tongue falling out.
No, but even just a little bit kind of going down. And while he's...
just wipe it.
Yeah, because he's smiling while he's chewing and he's eating it. So the blood with him oblivious would make it hilarious. Because just smiling as he's chewing.
You get an extra half star in the review, but...
Oh, like it would have been a perfect way to end it. And then you just hit it.
The ending is just
with a banger
too sweet. It's too sweet for what came before.
Man, she looks... way too hot to have been in prison for a year. Like, she looks incredible.
It's amazing.
It's full of tropes. The whole movie's full of tropes, which is fine, because I think the performances are just enough to carry it. And the choreography, as we said, I think somewhere around the 3.5 mark, I definitely recommend it. It's
I'd absolutely watch it again.
Oh yeah,
absolutely.
when this comes up on streaming, I'll definitely be throwing it on again. It's one that you kind of have on in the background as well, and just tune in for the fights kind of thing. But yeah, no, it's a definite recommend from both of us anyway. Happy
days. Thanks for taking us through that, Phil. Yeah, that was a lot of fun to chat through. So yeah, that is an end to this week's episode. Thanks a million, as always, for your feedback and like and subscribing. If you're watching YouTube, subscribe, like the video, helps the algorithm and all that nonsense. And we'll be back next week with our reaction to the Switch 2 reveal.
I imagine the first hour of the podcast will be me squealing with excitement.
And then we do a 5-minute review of something. But yeah, thanks a million, everybody, as always, and we will catch you next week. Ciao.
Take it easy.